Today we're going to learn the Ballad of Jed, or AKA the Beverly Hillbillies theme.
Guys, if you want the tablature for this video or any other video I have on YouTube, I have it all over on my Patreon. Along with tablature, I have bonus literature over there as far as the banjo neck and different things. I have bonus videos and a lot of bonus content coming out every month. So if you would, go check out my Patreon. I'll have the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
First part of this, we're just going to go through a couple of pickup notes. It's on the 3rd string, and then the rest of them are on the 4th string. You pick the 1st string with your index finger, and then the 4th string with your thumb. And then you fret it at the 2nd fret on the 4th string, hit it, and then the 4th string with your pinky. Now, the first 2 notes of this, or the first note is an 8th note, just recognize that. It'll go pretty quick on that one. So it should sound like that. So on the 2nd measure, it's just a couple of single strikes with your index finger on the 3rd string, your thumb and your middle on the 1st and 4th string, or the 1st and 5th, I'm sorry. Another with your index on the 3rd. And then one more with your thumb and middle on the 1st and 5th string. So, now the 3rd measure here is where we get into a little bit of fun. It's a 2 to 4 slide on the 3rd string. Breaking the 3rd measure down, we're going to break it down into 2 alternating thumb rolls, which is thumb, index, thumb, middle is what it is on your right hand. Your left hand, the first strike is going to be on the 3rd string, and you're going to slide from 2 to 4. Okay? And then you're going to pick the 2nd string with your index, the 5th string with your thumb, and then the 1st string with your middle finger. So it should sound something like this. The second part of that measure, we're going to do a 3-2 pull-off, which is you're holding the fretting at the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and the 3rd fret, and you're going to pluck it, and then you're going to pull off your middle finger. And then strike the 2nd string with your index finger. Then you're going to pull off with your left hand, strike the 3rd string with your thumb, and then the 1st string with your middle. So that should sound like this. So altogether, that measure is... Now moving on to the 4th measure, this is the A minor. Put your ring finger down on the 1st string, 2nd fret. You put your middle finger down on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and then your index finger goes on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and that makes your A minor position, and that's where your hand's going to go. As soon as you come off the measure from before, you go straight into this position right here. And then once you got that position, all we're going to do is a forward reverse roll starting on the 3rd string. 3, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1. So now it gets a little tricky here, and this takes a little time to get used to, I promise you, but you'll get used to it. What we'll do is after we do that forward reverse roll is we're going to take our 2 fingers off, but we're going to leave our index down on that. So when you get through with the, then pull them 2 fingers off, but leave your 1st finger down. Now at the start of the next measure, we have a quarter note. So it's kind of like by itself. This is what it should sound like coming off that A minor chord. So then you go into forward roll, holding the 2nd string, 1st fret. So 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. So that'll be, is what that measure will sound like. Coming off that A minor, it'll sound like. Now measure 6 was tricky for me. It took me a long time to get my mind and my hand to work together going through this. It'll come to you, just really work. Like if you have problems with this next section, just concentrate on this section and get your hand used to making these movements, because for some reason it's odd. Like I can't explain it, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But don't get frustrated with it. Keep trying, and finally your hand will just go where it's supposed to go. So while still holding that 2nd string at the 1st fret, and you're coming through your forward row. Now the next is you're going to take your pinky, you're going to put it down here on the 4th fret. while holding this first one up here, and it's a real quick stretch. So once you get used to doing this, it won't be too bad, but you get your pinky down here and you fret that. We're going to break this down into 2 separate rolls. And both of these 2 rolls, and this one is alternating thumb rolls. So thumb, index, thumb, middle. The 4th string, the 2nd string, the 4th string, and then the 1st string with the middle. So that's the first part. You're going to have to pull your pinky off, but keep that first finger down. And now we're going to go 5, 2, 3, 1. So that whole section will sound like this. Now on the next measure, we're going to be hammering on to the 3rd string 2nd fret while still keeping our first finger down on the 2nd string 1st fret. And then we're going to hammer on to the 3rd string 2nd fret right here. Okay. Now this is going to be another forward reverse roll, but at the end of this roll, we've got to reach back down real quick with our pinky and get this 4th string at the end of this roll. So you hammer on. We're going to do the first half of our forward roll. Okay. So 3rd string, hammer on, 2nd, 1st, 5th. Now we're going to come back with the 1st string with our middle finger, our 3rd string with the index, and then we're going to pick this 4th with our thumb, and then the 1st string again with the middle. So all together, that measure will sound like this. Now at the beginning of measure 8, we're going back into a G, and pretty much the hard part of learning this is over. Everything else from here on out is decently easy. Starting the measure 8th, you're going to pluck the 1st string open with your thumb, 1st string with your middle. I think something's off. Good Lord, it is. Sorry guys, I had to my banjo was out of tune. I had to tune it up there. Jeez Louise. Guys, it's going to be an open strike on the 3rd string with your thumb, 1st string with your middle finger, and then we're going to go to the 4th string and do a 2 to 5 slide and strike the 4th string with your thumb. And then from there, it's a forward reverse roll. So it's 3rd string with your index finger, 1st string with your middle finger, then you're coming back to that 3rd string with your index. You're going to fret the 4th string at the 2nd fret with you, and then pluck that string with your thumb, and then the 1st string with your middle finger. So all together, that should sound like your thumb on the 4th string, and then 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. That one will sound like. Now in the next measure, measure 10, we're going to do a forward reverse roll, but we're going to start it on the 4th string, and we're going to do a 2 to 5 slide. Now notice when you start this 2 to 5 slide, it's on the 4th, and then your index will hit the 3rd, and then your middle on the 1st at the beginning of this forward reverse roll. So the rest of it's open. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 1 for the second half of that roll. So that's what that should sound like. The next measure, we're doing a 2 to 4 slide on the 3rd string. Plug them with your thumb, index on the 2nd, middle on the 1st, middle on the 1st. So trying to transition into a C chord from this measure, so just know that. 2nd string with our index, 1st string with our middle, 5th string with our thumb. 2nd string, you're going to fret the 3rd string at the 2nd fret and pluck it on your way through. 1st string again with your middle finger. You're going to take your 2nd finger off this one, and it'll be open. Strike it again with your thumb. Middle again on your 1st. So it should sound like. So kind of get used to that. And you're only fretting that 2nd fret here when you hit the note, and then get off, because you got to get ready to go to the C position in the next measure. So you got to be off that string when your thumb strikes it when you come back through. Your finger should be in position just to go right to this C chord right here, which is index finger on the second string, first fret, your ring finger on the first string, second fret. And we're going to start this forward roll with our thumb. So it'll be thumb, middle on the second string and first string. So thumb, middle, thumb on the fifth, index on the second, middle on the first. And same thing again with this forward roll. Thumb, fifth, index on the second, middle on the first. So that should sound like. Now this is pretty simple. All we're going to do is slide. We're going to hold that position, and all we're going to do is slide down 1 fret for this next part. Boom. Measure before this was. And then from here we're going to go. It's the same roll as the measure before. 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. But at the first of it, when you start this measure here, be sure that when you do the slide, you're hitting the second string with your thumb, middle, and then come back to your thumb on the fifth to start the roll. Okay, so if I'm in the measure before and I start it with my thumb, so I'm saying it'll come much easier to you when you do it that way. All right, now once you get to that part, when we go into measure 14 here, your fingers are already in position now, because you've just come off of that. Now all you're going to do is lift your ring finger up, and then this is going to be your hammer finger. This index never leaves once you slide to that position. You pick up, and then it goes into hammer-ons with this. So once you come, okay, so at the first of this is going to be a hammer-on, and it's going to be with the thumb. So when we go to measure 14, you're going to hammer on with the thumb, first with your middle, and then just a straightforward roll. And all you got to do is hold down your finger right here on the 3rd fret. Just hold it down and do a forward roll. 5, 2, 1, 5. These next 2 measures go somewhat together, but at the end of this measure, it'll just be that first hammer on. So this whole measure should sound like. Beginning of the next measure, we're going to do another hammer on, and we're going to begin it with our thumb. So another 2 to 3 hammer on, middle finger on the first, and then 2 forward rolls, holding on this second string at the 3rd fret. 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. And then we just go into the ending of the song, which is a strike on the 4th string, strike on the 2nd string, fretting on the 2nd fret, 4th string, middle on the 1st. So that sounds like. And then again, thumb on the 5th string, index on the 2nd. And you're going to come down here with, you can either do it with your pinky or you can do it with your ring finger, but when you're doing this, just know that you're going to come to here with one of them two. Again, thumb on the 5th, index on the 2nd, then you're going to fret the 4th string there and pluck it, and then the middle finger on the 1st string. All together, that should be. So that last one, that last note is at the beginning of the next measure. I apologize. So that's all it should be. Beginning of the next measure, you're going to hit the single string with a quarter note, and then just 2 forward rows open. What makes the Beverly Hillbillies sound? It's this last part right here. So you slide 2 to 4, index on the 2nd string, middle on the 1st, thumb on the 5th, and then index in the middle with a quarter note. And then pinch 1st and 5th string with your thumb and middle. So it'll be. Now the next measure, you can start over at the first of the song again, which would be again back with that the eighth note and then the 2 quarter notes. Right. And then you go back and then play it, and you can play it through as many times as you want to. If you're done with the song, hit your 3rd string and brush. All right, so let's play this. I'm gonna play through this thing slowly here, just so you can kind of get an idea of what it should sound like, and then that'll be the video.